Hey everyone, so today's video is an update for my monochromatic project pan, and I can't believe this is the last update before the finale. I definitely did better this update than I did last update. I've been wearing makeup a lot more often recently, so I did make some good progress on these products. There are some that I feel like I will definitely hit my goal on, but there's also others that I feel like I may struggle to hit my goal on. Also, sorry if the lighting isn't great. It's like 3 o'clock right now and it's already getting dark, so there's not really anything I can do about that, but I think it's okay for now. Also, if you've never seen this project or any of these updates, basically we have a color for each quarter of the year. So this quarter is white, and I also brought this project over from Instagram, so I will have all the details down below in the description box, but let's just go ahead and get straight into it. So the first product, usually I try to include an eyeshadow palette each time around, but I wanted to include a face palette this time. So this is the FX Perfector face palette, and since I rolled this in, I had used this, but it just didn't really look used, and you can tell it's like actually used now, which is kind of satisfying. Like obviously there's not a ton of use on it. These products don't move very quickly. Like blushes and highlighters I feel like are the hardest to pan. And I feel like I like this project because basically all of these products are usage goals, so I'm not trying to hit pan on everything, and there's not a ton of pressure to hit the pan on it. So with this one, I wanted to use it 30 times throughout this project, so 30 times within the 3 months, and I used it 11 times since the last update for a total of 19 uses. So I only need 11 more uses to technically have hit my goal on this. So I feel like that is definitely possible by the next update, especially with this being a face palette. So I can count it if I dip into like one of these highlighter shades. So I count my usage based on just dipping into this palette. So if I dip into any of the shades, it counts as one use. So there have been days when I've just dipped into the blush, or just dipped into a highlighter, or just dipped into the contour shade. But I do really love this palette. I feel like it's a good, like, well-rounded palette. Aside from this finishing powder, I don't really like. I feel like it's a little bit too glittery, and you can see those glitter particles on your face. But I do really like this brightener shade in the middle if I want like a really bright highlight, or I feel like I need to brighten something up a lot. And these highlighters are on the side here are all right. I feel like on my skin tone, they're almost a little bit too deep. I can get away with them, but like they're not my favorite highlighters. I have, however, really been loving this blush, and I also really like this contour shades. This contour shade, I don't have a ton of like shades like this in my collection. So this one I have been really enjoying. Like I said, I need 11 more uses, so I feel like this is one I will relatively easily be able to hit my goal on. Next up is my Ofra bronzer. This is in the shade River, so this is their collaboration with Samantha March. But this one was basically not touched since I rolled it in, or it hasn't been touched. Wait, it was brand new when I rolled it in. Basically, it had only been used a couple times, and my goal with this one was to use it 24 times, which I don't know why I made my goal a little bit lower than all the other products. I think I was working on another bronzer at that point, but well, I am technically working on a cream bronzer, but I've really been loving this as a powder bronzer. I feel like it's a little bit warmer than some bronzers in my collection, but it's not too warm. Like it's a good balance of warm and neutral, being a little bit more on the warm side though. So I feel like a lot of my bronzers do lean almost more neutral. So I have been really loving this, and I love that there's a matte side and a more shimmery. It's not necessarily shimmery, it's just a little bit glowy, so it gives a really nice natural finish to the skin. So my goal with this was 24 uses. I did use it 11 times since the last update, so I have a total of 19 uses on this one. So again, my goal was to use this 24 times, so I only need 5 more uses out of this. So this one I definitely will easily hit my goal on. I'm hoping to even use it more times than that. And it's interesting with this product, it still doesn't look like it's been touched. I feel like this is a very, like, it's pretty hard pressed. There's not a lot of like kick up when I dip my brush in here, so it still looks brand new. Like there's not even an indent or anything in it. Next up, we have my RMS Quad. This is their Living Luminizer Glow Quad. It is the mini version, and I wanted to use this 30 times within this project, and I have definitely dipped into all of these shades, so I like that I get use out of all of these shades. I'm not just dipping into one product in here every time I go into this product. But I did use this 8 times since the last update for a total of 14 uses. So I still need 16 uses out of this before I hit my goal, which this is when I neglected the first month and kind of forgot about. So I don't know, I feel like I kind of forget to use this, maybe because it's a mini and it just hides, but I feel like I may not be able to hit my goal on this. Obviously, I would have to use it almost every time I did my makeup because I don't do my makeup every day, obviously. So 16 uses in 1 month, it's not impossible, but I don't know if I'm gonna reach that. I'm guessing not, but we'll see how much use I can get out of this in the next month. Next up, we have this Flower Beauty Blush Balm in the shade Cinnamon. I do have this on my cheeks today, but there's also another blush layered underneath it. So I like pretty easily reach for this, but I do have a few blushes in projects right now, so I'm not like solely just reaching for this. My goal with this was to use it 30 times within the 3 months. Last update, I used it 8 times for a total of 11 uses in this project, so I need 19 more uses on this one, which that would like really be every single time I do my makeup. I would have to use this to reach that goal. So I don't think I'm gonna reach that goal. I may be really close because I've started to reach for this a little bit more, but I will try to use this as much as I can within the next update or within the next month, but I don't know if I'm gonna reach that goal by the finale. Next up, we have my Lip Bar Concealer, which was brand new when I rolled it in. And this isn't technically white, but it's a very, very light shade. And this is the lightest shade they have, except they only have like 6 shades in this range. So like the next shade up is way too deep for me. So it's supposed to be almost like color adjusting, which those type of products like do not fool me. Like that is not a thing, that doesn't work. So this is a little bit too light for me. And I have been mixing it with another concealer that's a little bit too dark for me, so it kind of worked out that way, but I just haven't been reaching for this because it is so light for me. So I've kind of been neglecting this just because I've also been really loving my Kosas concealer, and I have the perfect shade match for that because it is a sample. So I have like all of the I have a sample of basically all the shades, so I'm easily able to get my perfect shade match, whereas with this I have to mix 2 different concealers. So I'm kind of just like hesitant to reach for this. Like I'd prefer to just throw on my Kosas concealer when I'm in a hurry and wanting to get out the door in the morning. So I have been sort of neglecting this a little bit, but I did reach for this a total of 5 times for 10 uses. So I've reached for it 5 times each month, which my goal on this is 20 uses. So technically I'm only gonna hit 15 uses if I keep up using it the same amount. I could reach 20 uses because I only need 10 more uses, and if I am wearing makeup, I'm using concealer, so I could like just force myself to use this one over my Kosas concealer. And like every time I go to apply a concealer, I do think about it, but I'm like, my Kosas one matches me perfectly, so I'd rather just throw one concealer on and have it actually match me than have to like try to mix concealers and then it doesn't look right, especially if I'm not wearing much makeup. Like if I'm doing a very, very minimal makeup look, I basically need a concealer that exactly matches me or else it won't look right on my skin. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent, but I need 10 more uses with this one, so I could potentially reach that, but I'm not sure how realistic that is because I just haven't been reaching for this one. And then the last product is my Kaja Rose Water Little Trio. So I guess I did technically include an eyeshadow palette in this project, but my goal is to reach for this again 30 times. That's my goal with most of these, but I feel like I definitely used it a lot more this update than I did last update. I used it 11 times this update, so it's pretty easy to dip into here just to use one of these as a lid topper, and I've really been enjoying this palette. I do have a total of 17 uses, so I do only need 13 uses to like hit my goal on this, but I don't reach for this every day just because obviously it is glittery, so it's not like the most everyday friendly palette, but I can just like tap on the lightest little bit of this just to give it a little bit of a shine to my lid. So I could potentially hit my goal and use it 13 more times in the next update, but we'll have to see how much I end up actually using all of these products because there's only like 1 or 2 that I feel like I will pretty easily hit my goal on, but all the rest are, I don't know, they're gonna be a little bit tricky. I'm gonna have to like force myself to reach for them just because the first update I sort of neglected my makeup and I wasn't really wearing makeup very often. So I've definitely upped my makeup usage and makeup wearing over the past month or so, but hopefully I can keep that going. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see me do a video or keep up with this type of project pan in 2022. Let me know down below in the comments, and let me know what other types of project pans you like to see from me. But I do post new videos 3 times a week, so if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified every time I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.